watching again?
Jake fucking Saw.
That's right, Jigsaw. Just keep on telling me, movie. I'm sure it'll stick eventually. Halloran starts growing suspicious of Eleanor because apparently she's been visiting a website actually Carly. It was this chick who just kind of looked like her and was given the same choice, apparently, so she died in the same manner. Had her corpse thrown off in Halloran Day, but okay. Really glow up eyes saw came from a bunch of all charred and lazy until it was too late, but instead he hits the put them there. In identifies as being out and runs off to chase Eleanor, but he loses her and winds up with his Marine combat wars, and that's when they stumble upon the cone of death that shredded Mitch to a husk. Logan turns on Ellie and suspects her of being behind everything, but as she proclaims her innocence, Halloran pops out and puts a gun to Logan's head. Logan puts his Marine combat skills to good use and fights back as Eleanor runs away. Halloran manages to knock Logan out and runs off to chase Eleanor, but he loses her and winds up getting a needle in the back that knocks him out. Next thing you know, both Logan and Halloran are waking up with some fancy metal bibs around their necks that Logan immediately identifies as being freaking laser beams. John Kramer's voice comes over a speaker to tell them that they are the final two players of the game, and that the only way they'll get out of these laser collars is if they confess to the crimes that put them there. In response, Halloran asks what we're all dying to know.
How are you alive? How are you still alive?
Jigsaw says they have a choice over who goes first, and Halloran offers to do so, but instead he hits the button in front of Logan, which sends him back against the wall. With the laser show on full force, Logan confesses that he was the hospital resident who mixed up John Kramer's x-rays and caused his cancer to be missed until it was too late. But apparently that confession's not enough, and the lasers close in on Logan's head, causing blood to go everywhere and for him to collapse to the ground. Then it's Halloran's turn to be up against the wall, with the lasers shooting out of his collar into the ceiling above. He starts admitting various corrupt cop shit that he's done, and after confessing that innocent people died because of him, the lasers turn off. That's when he notices something fishy. While his ceiling is all charred and lasered, the one above Logan's spot is not. Logan gets up from the ground in a very Saw 1 John Kramer type way and shows that his lasers were as harmless as a house cat plaything, and that the blood we just saw came from a bunch of capsules lining the inside of his collar. He reveals that he's been the new Jigsaw this whole time, but that he's gonna frame Halloran with the audio recording he just took of his confession.
People died because of me! Innocent people died because of me! I did it!
Confused?
I understand.
Yeah, that's okay. This movie's twist is pretty damn extra. Logan explains that 10 years ago, in this very barn, a game was played. He illustrates his point by unveiling a couple of decade-old bodies, those of Anna and Ryan, so now we can add Ryan to the count. Turns out he was left in the barn to bleed to death after Anna messed up their keys by firing that shotgun. Bummer. And yes, just to be clear, the main trap plot of this movie took place 10 years ago and was set up by John Kramer back then, when he was still alive. Just ignore the flat screen TVs and the high-tech Billy glow-up eyes during those scenes. Or, you know, don't. It was set up by John Kramer, now we can add Ryan. This movie's not innocent.
Is your key to freedom.
There's one shell and there's one shotgun. The rest is up to them. Man, I hate open-ended exams like this. Anna and Ryan aren't good at them either, as they just assume that John wants them to kill each other. Anna grabs the gun first and aims it at Ryan, preparing to earn her freedom, and Ryan doesn't realize until too late that Jigsaw said they got it backwards. As Anna pulls the trigger, the shotgun backfires into her face, killing her with an accidentally self-inflicted gun wound. Who would have thought that Ryan would be the last man standing in this trap plot? Well, I guess Jigsaw said they got it backwards. As Anna pulls the trigger, the shotgun backfires into her face, killing her with an accidentally self-inflicted gun wound. Who would have thought that Ryan would be the last man standing in this trap plot? Well, I guess standing is pretty generous, as he's only able to crawl over to the spent shotgun shell and discover that the keys to their ankle padlocks were inside of it. John had put them there and been very literal with his words.
Is your key to freedom.
But now the keys are totally fucked, and Ryan has no other option than to roll onto his back and say he's sorry. Eleanor and Logan get to a farm that she says belonged to Jill Tuck's family, so this must be to be out and found Munson from jail time, since it wasn't actually Mitch. It was this other guy who apparently was put in the same exact situation as Mitch and died in the same exact way. Throw him up there as well. No choice, apparently, so she died in the same manner. Had heard of a corpse thrown from the roof wasn't actually Carly. It was this chick who just kind of looked like her and was given the same choice, apparently, so she died in the same manner. Had heard of the list. And the mangled corpse thrown from the roof wasn't actually Carly. It was this chick who just kind of looked like her and was given the same choice, apparently, so she died in the same manner. Had heard of the list. And the mangled corpse they found in Elle's studio wasn't actually Mitch. It was this other guy who apparently was put in the same exact situation as Mitch and died in the same exact way. Throw him up there as as well. Logan is ultimately targeting Halloran because he had protected Edgar Munson from jail time since Edgar was his informant. Why is that such a big deal for Logan? Oh, only because Edgar is the one who killed Logan's wife a couple years prior, so Logan probably enjoyed it when he stood on a roof